Well, for the first time tonight, we are hearing the never-before-heard story of an active shooter loose on the Fort Campbell Army base.
It is a harrowing account. A soldier armed with an AK-47 opening fire in a hangar with his fellow soldiers hiding in fear, then leading military police on a high-speed pursuit.
Our chief investigative reporter, Jeremy Finley, worked for more than a year to obtain these records, and he's here to tell us what he's found.
So guys, you know, we've known very little about this, especially on that day, only that an active shooting had occurred at Fort Campbell and the name of the soldier was released. But tonight, we know what happened, what prompted the soldier to snap, and what military police had to do to stop him. All it took was 2 shots to change Brian Castillo's life forever.
He just had all this pressure built up on him until eventually he just snapped.
How the 23-year-old went from becoming a father and Army specialist to an active shooter on the base of Fort Campbell is outlined in this never-before-seen investigative file. What happened is here in black and white, from the pictures of him to the photos of the crime scene. The events of that day, sparked by a slow burn that finally ignited.
It's like throwing a match on a haystack with a bunch of gasoline.
The bullets he fired, the weapons he carried on August 25th, 2016, all prompted by something stressful for many parents: childcare. Unable to find someone to watch his children that day, another specialist says a sergeant told Castillo he had to come back to work that same day. No excuse.
In fact, you're going to come here right now, and if you don't, we're going to get you for AWOL.
Castillo and his wife told investigators it was the latest example of disrespect and mocking by his 2 sergeants. Not long after, he returned to the hangar armed with an assault rifle. He later told investigators what was going through his head. Quote, "I do remember saying, this is it. I knew in my head, I am going to F with these guys. They're not going to F with anybody after this."
He was like, "This is what you guys have been doing to me, tormenting me, making me feel like a nobody, and I'm just going to put the shoe on the other foot for once."
The pictures from inside the hangar show what happened next. Twice he fired into the ceiling, yelling for the sergeants.
He's calling for these 2 guys who have been pretty much tormenting him this entire time he's there.
The investigation shows soldiers ran in different directions, some into an office and locked the door. Unable to find those sergeants, Castillo's attorney says he knew what would happen next.
He knows he's going to be going to jail. He just wants to say goodbye to his kids and his wife.
The investigation reads Castillo fled the hangar and led military police on a high-speed chase through Fort Campbell. At one point, recklessly veering off the road into a grass ditch and striking another vehicle. When he ended up at his home on base, police wasted no time.
Right before he can step in the house, that's when they tase him.
At the home, investigators found a trove of weapons. Do you think he intended to kill anyone?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He had the opportunity to do so, and he didn't do it.
Castillo's wife wrote that her husband was a collector of guns. That's why he had them at the house. Castillo pled guilty to 3 charges last spring, but a charge of attempted murder was dropped. He's going to be in a military prison for 2.5 years and was dishonorably discharged from the military. A spokesman for Fort Campbell said they could not comment, including on if Castillo was treated improperly by his sergeants, because the case is under appeal.
Wow, what a story. Yeah. Were there any warning signs, any inkling this might go on?
So according to the interviews, according to the file, there was nothing. There was no indication at all that he was even angry about anything. Just that day he snapped.
Jeremy, thank you.